Hey everybody, HMV here, playing more Kerbal Space Program, and Shiva, you are up. You are going to ferry Tito and a satellite into Kerbin orbit to complete 4 contracts, hopefully. Let's go ahead and launch. That's a nice looking ship, if I say so myself. We have a temperature scan to do here. Let's go ahead and, yeah, let's keep it. We can always pick it up, and actually we could transmit it in theory, but nah, we'll pick it up once we get into orbit. Let's go ahead and SAS is on. We're facing up, and in 3, 2, 1, launch. Tito looks a lot more excited than the last people did. This is a fairly standard rocket. It's got 3 reliants on the bottom, a swivel in the middle here. When we get up to 50 meters per second, which I've already passed, going to start cranking it over very slowly to get into orbit. You can't see anything because it's all under this sheath, which everybody still says makes the rocket bad, but I still like it better, so I'm going to keep doing it. But anyway, I will meet you at stack separation. And I fail. Okay, let's just do a loop-de-loop and see if we can save this thing. It does have a little bit more delta V than it needs, but it could definitely use not having this happen. Come on. That's what you get for not using swivels on the top here. Yeah. I think we've aborted. Well, this thing has parachutes on it. I am not worried about these guys at all. It's just doubling the cost of the launch. So I'll meet you back on the launch pad in a second. Oh boy, that's no good. That's no good at all. Oh, and this probe and everything. Oh well. Okay, this is looking a lot better. The problem was I turned a little bit late, and then I tried to correct it by turning to the right too much. I'm not going to do that this time. I still am a little bit behind my curve according to my apoapsis here, but I would much rather the rocket not die. Like I said, I do have a little bit of extra delta V in it, just because I'm still learning the new launch procedures here. So we would normally want to be basically at the 40 right now, and we're at about not even at the 50. So obviously there are going to be a little bit of losses due to inefficiency, but you know, I'm not going to care. Okay, stack separation. We already have an apoapsis of 86, which is higher than I want. Which kind of sucks. That's part of the joy of the poor trajectory here. Now, what I'm worried about is, am I actually going to have enough delta V to get into orbit? And the answer is 11. Oh, yeah, we have plenty. We got 13. Okay. This isn't counting the delta V in the probe because it doesn't count. So I guess we're high enough, definitely. Let's go ahead and lose the fairings here. Let's go ahead and spin up because that'll be cool looking. Let's see, what do we got here? Temperature scan. Let's go ahead and take that. I guess we didn't take the other one on the ground. Not a big deal. Now, I just realized I didn't put any batteries on this guy, which makes him a really bad probe to use for free science scans in orbit, so we're not going to bother with that. When he's done with his 3 satellite missions, we'll just give up with him. And if you're curious, the 3 satellites, we got here, then we got one out here, and then if you look on Moon, we have one around Moon. I'm going to try to hit all 3 of those with this one satellite. That's the plan. 1, 0, mark. I'm aiming up a little bit to try to keep my apoapsis from running away from me. As soon as I get to 75 here. Yeah, 77. Okay. This is should complete everything for Tito's contract, except he wants to be in orbit for 4 hours, which is weird. Oh, wait, there we go. Time remaining. See, 3 hours, 59 minutes, 41 seconds. So while we're doing that, though, we're going to prep a bit for the satellite. What we're going to do here is at our periapsis, we are going to burn up. We have 355 meters per second left. We're going to burn up about 250 meters per second. Because we might as well get the most use out of this fuel as we can. Even though I don't think we need to, we're going to do it anyway. Because we're just sitting up here wasting time anyway. EVA over the tundra. Oh, sweet. We just got a tundra report. We are awesome. Okay, close the alarm and pause. Now, it is very important that we leave about 50 meters per second in the tank. I can't tell you how important that is. It's critically important. Because these guys got to be able to get home, obviously. They don't have any snacks, so after 15 days, Shiva is going to go on strike. So if we just burn the maneuver node, we have 112 meters per second. I'm going to keep burning until we get down to about 50. There we go, 49. That should be perfect. Okay. Now we've got this nice orbit here. We actually did better than we thought we were going to. We are going to ditch the satellite here. And, I'm glad I noticed this. The things are backwards. We're going to decouple it from this side. And now you guys need to be in orbit for 3 hours and 40 more minutes. So let's actually add an alarm. We're going to add an alarm. We're going to call it, we'll keep it with cash money. And we'll attach it to the active vessel. Now we don't care about these guys anymore, so let's go to our satellite. Our satellite needs to get up to this orbit here. And on his next orbit, he is going to burn out to about here. Okay, we are almost out of electric charge, which is disturbing. I think we're just going to have to... what do we got time-wise? 30 seconds. We are losing more than a tenth a second. We're losing about 2/200ths a second. That's going to be 60. We're going to be down to 1. I think we'll have it. Yeah, we have plenty of electric charge. Because it should be a 10-second burn. We should have that in the tank here, in the electric charge. I really wish I'd brought batteries. Batteries would have solved this problem. But we got 3 seconds before the burn. 1, 0, mark. Stage the engine. Oh, you suck. Activate it. Stupid staging. Okay, yeah, we got plenty of electric charge. I should be watching this in this mode here, and X. Perfect. Or perfect enough. Okay. Now, when we get out here, we are going to add a maneuver to fix our node and get this guy like, yeah. That looks pretty much perfect, except for this is too little or much. I don't know. We're just going to go like that. Maybe a little bit slower. And that should nail that orbit for 394 meters per second out of the 2,374 we have. Let's go ahead and get this guy back in the sun. There we go. Now we have electric charge. We shouldn't really have to worry about the sun anymore. The rest of this is going to be very rarely in shadow because we're getting farther from Kerbin as we go. Maybe the third one, the moon contract, will have a problem. And I just realized I didn't actually look at these contracts very much. Yeah, they don't have any requirements other than power and a probe core and an antenna, which I have on here, so we're good with that. Yeah, after we're done with this burn, actually the cash money thing is going to be done. We only got 10 minutes left before Tito's been in orbit long enough. And I can't stress enough that I'm not doing this. I'm not looking at any of the numbers here. I'm just looking at the orbit. It's very important that you're going in the same direction as the orbit. You got to make sure that it's not asking you to go to retrograde. But other than that, all you care about is matching your circle with this circle. The rest of it really doesn't matter at all. See, watch this. I'm just going to hit this thing and bam. And then if we check out the contract here, we've matched the orbit. And now we're just maintaining stability for 10 seconds. And boom. Contract complete. We just made 86 grand. That's how you do that. Okay, now we need to do a burn to, and actually we're in a perfect spot to do it. So I think I'm just gonna hit gas here. We're gonna burn out to our ascending node up here, which is perfect. And then when we get to this thing, we're gonna add another maneuver to bring us back down roughly equatorial. And then burn us out like this to get us roughly equal to this. And it looks like I might need to radial myself inward a bit. A little bit faster. And the tilt is wrong. A little bit slower. Whoops. Too slow. That should hit that orbit with no problems. Okay, let's go back to Tito and the boys. Okay, Tito and Shiva. I just realized that this thing is on here, and I hope that doesn't end up causing a problem on re-entry, because we're really supposed to be re-entering this way. I hope this doesn't weigh more than this, but I guess we'll find out, right? Let's go ahead and make sure we're controlling from the correct thing. We are. Let's go ahead and, what we need to do here is at our apoapsis, we need to just burn this way until our periapsis is at about 20-ish. Okay, now we're just going to do this burn. I'm going to delete the maneuver node because we don't care about it anymore. All we care about is burning retrograde until our periapsis is somewhere in the 20s. 27. Let's go down to 22 and a half. Just for the fun of it. Okay, and see, we burned barely any of our fuel, but that's okay. And then now we're going to come back down, and we're actually moderately close to Kerbal Space Center, which is kind of cool. Let's go ahead and watch this happen. Tito is a Kerbinaut true and true here. Now what we can do here is we can actually aim this retrograde. And then when we start seeing any atmosphere, unlike the last time, we can kick the gas. What is this? What is this? Oh, this is this thing. It just never got out of staging. As soon as we start seeing re-entry heat, we're going to kick the gas up, spend the 30 meters per second, might as well, slowing down just a little bit, and then we're going to kick that off. Okay, here's our heat. Goodbye. Now, with any luck, we are aerodynamically stable enough to be able to hold this, and we are going to come in very nicely. It would be awesome if we came in over the mountains. I just realized that I forgot the altitude. We're going to make the altitude 350 on these guys. And we're also going to make the pressure 0.4. Something I got to change in my config file. Just 0.5 is too low. There are mountains that are higher than pressure of 0.5. And we might actually land on the mountains, who knows. Tito is happy, though. The only thing left on his contract is to get home. And yeah, this is looking really good. It looks like, though, we might actually end up coming down right on the mountains, which is kind of funny. Oh, we got a crew report. Might as well take it. Flying over Kerbin's mountains. Let's keep that data. Yeah, we are within a stone's throw of Kerbal Space Center, which is awesome. Okay, let's hit the chutes. So they come out when they come out. Should be around somewhere lower than 8, I guess, but higher than 5. We'll find out here. Let's go ahead and hit T and see what the stability is. Oh, this guy was pretty stable, actually. More stable than the other one. I wonder what the other one's problem was. How it kind of went sideways. Okay, we are under 8. Well, not under 8 yet, but now we're under 8. So sometime before we hit 5. And I actually think that 8 is probably a better place to do it. Yeah, that's too much. I'm gonna set it back to 0.25, I think. And Tito is home. Let's go ahead and do a crew report. Oh, we can't do a crew report. Shiva, go ahead and do an EVA. Go ahead and take the data out of here. Get back in. Now do a crew report. There we go. And let's go ahead and recover you guys. Tito has made it home. We've got 14 more science. We don't really care about the science. The important thing is, wow, we just blew through the funds. We already could launch the Minmus if we wanted to. But let's go ahead and finish off these satellite contracts. That is absolutely awesome. Even with a failed launch, we are doing well. Okay, let's go head back out to the probe. That's funny. His fairing is still on. There's no way to jettison? No, that scares me. I don't know what. You know what? Let's find out what jettison does together. I always thought that it might jettison the fuel, which always scared me. So let's go ahead and hit F5. Let's say jettison, because I think it's going to jettison the fairing. And it didn't. Okay, no big deal. Okay, we are heading out to our apoapsis out here. Let's go ahead and do it. Get this done. Let's see if we've completed the contract here. Yeah, it looks like it. No, wait, that's the Arch. Launch a new unmanned probe. Okay, we have not reached the designated orbit. Let's see why. Need to burn a little bit more. There we go. That's got to be the orbit. There we go. We've reached the designated orbit, so now we just got to maintain stability for 10 seconds, and we'll get this contract. Bam! Done and done. Now we need to intercept the moon, which is going to be interesting. I think I'm going to try to do it right here. If we burn up... There we go. If we burn... now we want to burn down because we're closer on this side. If we burn down, that's going to get us right here. 75 meters per second. That is cheap. Where's moon? There it is. Can we focus on moon? Yes, in theory, we can focus on moon. Okay. And that'll get us coming in like this, which is pretty sweet. We'll worry about actually nailing that orbit when we do the burn, which is in a day and 4 hours. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to do a cut to that time. Okay, let's go ahead and do this burn here. Okay. Now, we're coming in this way. So we actually want to get to the other side of the moon. Now, the reason I'm doing that is now we're coming in this way, and then we're going to swing around this way, which matches the orbit. Now, if I burn south, I think... This is a really close orbit to moon. Geez, periapsis of 10. That's kind of crazy. If we burn south, that doesn't actually help at all. Okay, we are in the sphere of influence. Now let's see if I can drop a maneuver node. I can't. Well, I want to time warp to here, because this is where I want to do my burn. And we do want to burn south, which I'm aimed at. So I guess I'll just watch the screen. I'll do it the old-fashioned way. I was afraid of that. Okay, I guess we'll burn at periapsis here. What is our periapsis? Our periapsis is 3. Our periapsis is 3, which seems to be okay for some reason. We're not yet at it. I am frankly terrified of this. I'm going to burn up. We have the fuel. Now our periapsis is 8. That's better. We need to get in orbit, basically. Whoa, we're already in orbit. This guy is nuts. This guy is crazy nuts. He has so much fuel, or so much power. That's crazy. If we weren't over this crater, I think we would have been dead by now. We're heading up, which I'm going to say is good. Okay, let's try to do this now. Let's add a maneuver here. Let's get ourselves back up to roughly what the orbit is, the orbital parameters, just so we have something, and then when we get to here, we'll fix it. At least we can make maneuvers now. We'll do this and slow it down. And that's a pretty good first approximation here for our second burn, especially considering that second burn's not going to be exactly that. So let's go ahead and take care of our first burn here. Yeah, this guy has so much power to him. It's nuts, really. I never expected that to happen. So we're gonna take these slow now. I didn't realize quite how massive that thrust to weight is. Thing is, I'm not used to using the, I think this is the Terrier, is that the name of this engine? I'm not used to using the Terrier on a probe this small. Normally I'd use the 48-7S. I just don't have that as an option. Let's go ahead and delete this. See how we're looking here. This is looking really good, actually. So now we want to go a little bit less north and a little bit less retrograde. A lot less retrograde. And maybe a little bit of radial this way. That's got to nail this contract. This will nail us our third satellite contract. How are we doing on power? We should have enough to get this burn done. Especially if the sun rises, which feels like it should fairly soon, but it just hasn't yet. Yeah, we're going to run out of power before the sun rises. I don't want to hit the gas and have this guy out of power. SAS disengaged. So yeah, we have to wait for the sun to rise. That is hilarious. That wouldn't be my show if there wasn't some sort of a problem. This was going way too well. Remember how I said I didn't think we'd have any more problems with being in the shade? Okay. What can we do here? I guess we can burn prograde a little bit. And we'll get this out, so we're doing this maneuver in the sun. Let's turn SAS back on. We're going to burn prograde a little bit. Where are we? Yeah, we're here. Actually, no, we want to burn retrograde a little bit. Because we want to bring our orbit down so that at the descending node we are just touching the orbit. There we go. Now here, we're going to make a maneuver node to go, nya. And let's see, we need to really bring this guy, whoops, not that way. We want to bring him this way. And down. How does that look? A little bit down. A little bit radial. That's looking really good. And a little bit north, actually. And yes, we're going the right direction. Okay, for a second there, I thought we were going the wrong direction. 153 meters per second. We are going to still have over $1,000 in this guy, and sadly, he is completely useless. I might try something with him, just for the fun of it. But let's go ahead and get our contract done first. And done. Let's see if this works. Our satellite... Let's see, we got this one already. Oh, we just got it. Maintain stability for 10 seconds. No, the orbit is still there. Reach the designated orbit around the moon. Well, we are pretty darn close to the designated orbit around moon. I'm kind of surprised we don't have it yet. Our periapsis is a little low. Within a reasonable deviation. There we go. Our periapsis matches its periapsis. Oh, yeah, we're actually there. We just had to get it a little bit higher periapsis. That's all we needed. So 10 seconds here. Boom! Another contract. Cash money coming in. 92 grand for that. 85 grand for that. I think we're doing awesome. Now, we are orbiting moon backwards. So... right about here, actually, we want to burn prograde. Yeah, let's just do it. This is all a test anyway. We are trying to bring our periapsis around Kerbin down. Whoops, not that far. soon as we see a periapsis, whoops, there we go. 9. I want to bring it down to about 20. Maybe 30. 23. What did we come back from before? I honestly don't remember. Let's make it 23 and see. This is a probe, so we don't care about it. Okay. So we are going to leave Moon's sphere of influence here after a very successful mission. We're doing like NASA does. We're extending the life of the probe because it did more on the mission than it had to. But now we are going to focus on Kerbin. We're going to be coming back, I believe. Yeah, we're going to be still coming back this way. So let's warp to right here. Of course, we're coming in on the night side. Potentially. Oh, and we might actually get an eclipse, which is also potentially bad. But we're going to keep going anyway. What we want to see here... Ideally, we're gonna test two things. We're gonna test to see if this thing can survive re-entry. And secondly, we are gonna test and see if we can do a powered landing. Considering we've only got 10 battery power, and this thing's gonna need all of that probably to survive. As soon as the sun sets, we're basically dead in the water. So I think when the sun sets, if it sets, we're going to hit the gas and just use up all the fuel. But ideally, we will be able to keep our everything. Okay, we are burning up. I also don't know exactly what aerodynamic stability is going to be on this guy. I also have no idea if the solar panels are going to survive, but this is all the testing we're doing. And anything that happens this road, yeah, see, the solar panels are about to go. I think the sun is set anyway. No, it hasn't. Yeah, see, we're still going way too fast, so these solar panels are not going to survive.
Overheat. Yeah, overheat.
Solar panels are going to start blowing up here. They have
overheat.
Sorry about that. That's the overheat mod. I removed the alarm. But I wanted some sort of audio cue that there was an overheat. And I liked the guy's voice. Okay, we are now no longer. Oh, there goes and we just lost our engine. So I guess this is an unsuccessful test. Well, it's a successful test. We know that the engine itself cannot survive re-entry. The probe, though, is going to survive this part of it. And we do... Some of the solar panels actually survived. I'm going to just turn off SAS and let this thing come down. Because I think... Yeah, look at these things are, like, glowing. Actually, are they glowing or are they just... I can't tell. Of course, we're getting a memory leak right now because these heat things are up. This guy might have some science. He does. Let's go ahead and transmit the data we can. I should have thought of that. I should have transmitted... Oh, it did transmit the data. Yeah, because we had like a temperature scan from something, if I remember. I honestly don't remember. But yeah, if the engine had survived, we would have been able to do a powered landing. That's what I was curious about. Although this guy's Delta V... Oh, wait a minute. The engine did survive. What am I doing? I forgot that it was in a fairing. So we can do a powered landing. I waited too long. And what survived? The probe core survived, and this. It's the only thing that survived, but it did. And you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a temperature scan, and then we're gonna recover this guy. Okay, we got 22 more science just from that probe, which is pretty awesome. A vessel from a suborbital flight of the moon. We got 20 science for that. And we got some money back. And the important thing, though, is we have enough money to click on the wrong thing. We have enough money to upgrade this facility. Now, not only can we buy more fun science toys, but we can do EVAs, or we can do surface samples on Minmus when we go there. So I'm going to, I think I'm going to end the episode here. I think next episode is going to be the Minmus Palooza, and then we're going to start thinking about Interplanetary, which is awesome. Hope you enjoyed watching this. I definitely enjoyed playing it. I'm HMV, and I will, as always, talk at you later.